Okay, so this is the next video and the continuation of the FastAPI series. So in the last video, so this is like all the videos like I am uploading into this playlist, FastAPI playlist. So till now I have uploaded 13 videos. In the last video, like we created the item post endpoint. Basically, like we created a post endpoint, which is creating an item and inserting the item into the PostgreSQL database. Right now we have to create test cases for the particular item. So let's do. So let me activate my environment. Okay, so environment has been activated. So we have like one folder, test folder. Under the test folder, we have test user route. So let's copy that and create a item route, sorry. So test item route. So let's open the test item route.py and everything will be the remain same, right? But here we have to do a little change. So rather than the test create user, we have to test item create item, and the data will be changed. So what is the data we have? We are passing the title of the item. So let's say the title could be item 2 and we are passing the description and let's say the description could be this is item 2, and then we are using the client.post and our URL is I think item, let me cross verify, cd routes ls nano items.py. okay, so our route is our path is /item, so we have to test /item and we are passing the data. So we are this is the dictionary, but this test required the JSON data, so we are converting the dictionary into the JSON. And what is being expected? So the expected result should be the status code should be 200, right? So but if we see the model.py file, let me nano models.py file. So this item required ID, title, description, date posted as owner ID, right? So ID is don't require, it is automatically generated. Title we have passed, description we have passed, date column. So date column can be null because we did not say null label could be false. Owner ID we have to pass, right? But we are passing only date and the sorry, title and the description. We are not even passing the date. So date can be null and owner ID is a foreign key. So owner ID, if we pass the null owner ID, it will not check the corresponding primary key into the user table. So yeah, so but before that I have to do a little change. So let me remove this drop all statement and in the other test case as well. So test user item. So let me drop let me remove this drop all statement. Why I am removing this? Because if you see our nano.model.py, this item has a relationship with the user table. So when the user test will be run, because when we run the test case using the pytest command, so the first test user will be run, so it will run, that is fine, right? So no foreign key constraint is required. So when the it will run because it will first create the tables, it will drop all the tables and it will create the tables. So it will create the user table and the item table. But when actually this will run, items will be run, so it will again drop the user table and the item table, right? But and when the and then it will create the user table and the item table, and when we try to test the item table, and here if we pass the owner ID, because during this test cases we have dropped the user table, so now there is no data into the user table. So just in case if we pass the owner id, so it will try to like verify the owner id into the user table, and because we dropped the user table, so it will not able to like find the user id here. So that's why like we have removed the drop all command. So yeah, so that's it. So now time to test it. pytest minus v is just the verbose mode, so it will show you like which test passed, which test failed. So now it is testing the create item test, so which get failed. Why it get failed? Earlier it was passed. Okay, we will check, no problem. So both the tests actually get failed. So it says that like minus v, like this is the benefit of minus v, it will tell us okay, this test failed, this test failed. So create item test get failed, and why this failed, let's see. It is trying to insert the item, operation error. Okay, first test case run is create item. Okay, then test case run is create user. Why create user get failed? Integrity error. Okay, so maybe like the user already exists. So let me check desktop testing, and we are using the test.db database. So let's browse the data in the user database. So user number 1 already exists, so let me change the test case nano test user. So here test user 1 already exists, so let me try to test user 2, because it is a like a primary key, test user 2, and it should verify with the test user 2. Control X Y, so that is fine. So let me rerun pytest -v. So it is checking create item. So create item will failed, but create user get passed. So create user passed. Okay, fine. Why create item get failed? So one is passed, one is failed. So right, so 50% of the case is passed. We are passing the title, we are passing the description, that is okay. And client.post item json.dumps data, everything is fine. It is trying to insert the item 2 with the, this is item 2 with the default date, today date 25/8/2021, with owner id 10, and owner id 10 doesn't exist. Okay, in the code like we have hard coded the owner id, so we have to like because this doesn't exist, so let me change that. cd routes, so ls, or rather than changing that, like in the test cases itself we pass the owner id. So cd test ls nano test item route. So let me pass the owner id as well. Will it owner is equal to the owner ID. We are passing the owner ID. So which owner ID exists? So let me refresh it. Owner ID 1 and owner ID 2 exist. So that is okay. We are passing the owner ID, but will it override? Let me cross verify. cd routers ls nano item.py. So no, it will not override. So let me change this here, so better than pass one here only. cd test and nano test item route and remove the owner ID keyword. So it will automatically like to the default. So hopefully it should work now. pytest -v. Create item again failed. This time 2 test cases failed. Why create user get failed? Create okay, because I am not dropping the items, so it is retrying to insert the same data. 1 minute. Test ls nano test user. So it is or let me drop the data. 1 minute. Delete record, refresh it. So yeah, fine, but why this got failed? Create item got failed. Why create item got failed? Operational error. Insert into items title, description, date and owner ID. SQL element I left. That is perfectly okay. I need to debug. 1 minute. Something is wrong. pytest -v. Something is wrong. It is not inserting any data. Create item failed. Create user will, I think it should. Oh my god, this is also got failed. Let me pause the video and let me debug. Otherwise the video will be get okay. Database is logged. Table has no column. Table has no column name. But did I like pass something wrong? I think I did something. I believe title is okay, description is okay. What is wrong then? cd nano models.py title. Is the spelling is wrong or what is wrong? description. Let me pause the video and debug. Okay, so now both the test cases has been passed. So what was the issue? Let me show you. So let me open the database. The issue was this date posted column in the item. So with the user, sometimes one test cases was failing, so sometime both the test cases was failing. So why the user test cases was case was failing? The reason is why item number 1 exists. Okay, so the reason is I am hard coding the this test detail, and this data I am not removing the detail. So the next time we try to insert the email, and email is the primary key, so it failed with some integrity issue, right? And why the items test case failed? Because when I created this database earlier, it has only ID field, title field, description field, and the owner ID field. It doesn't have the date posted field, right? But later on, I changed my schema, but I forget to change the database. So what I did is I just removed my database, because database in the form of file. So what I did is rm test.db. So now I don't have any database, and I just so I don't have any database. So let me close it. So I don't have any database. Now I just simply pytest, simply run our test cases. So it will create the database, and both the test cases has been ran fine. Now it created it, and if we browse it, so you could see the item has been inserted, and it has been inserted, title has been inserted. So yeah, so we have tested it. So this is the benefit of the test cases. We change the schema, but we forget to change the actual database. So that's why the test cases are really important. So as soon as you build one functionality, so try to write the test cases for the particular functionality, because if you write the test cases at the end, so then if the test case start getting failing, it will be difficult to find the issue. So if you build only one function, then you build test cases, and if the test case particularly failed, so now you on the same time you can analyze the bugs. So in this video we could just simply create our normal test case, and everything all the other details are normal, common detail, just we created our this test cases. But if you see, if we have to create other test cases, and we have to create other files, so all the times we are passing these details, right? So all these highlighted details we are passing every time in all the test cases file, right? So in the coming videos, we could see how to create the pytest fixture. So what basically fixture is, because these are the main commands, we have to create the test client, we have to override the database, we have to create the SQL database URL, right? We have to import some things. So these are few common things. So pytest fixtures are basically the things, the functions basically which we want to call before before and after executing our main test cases. So before executing our main test cases, I want to call this function, this highlighted function. So what I will do is I will cut this highlighted thing for my test item route and test user route, and I will put in some configuration file, and I will create a pytest fixture, right? And then I will call the fixture, so that our test cases only have only very few lines of code, only this line of code. So what is the advantage? So we don't have to repeat all this same code in every test cases. So that we will see in the in the coming video, what is pytest fixture, how to call that, what is the syntax, what is the benefit, we will see in the coming videos. But yes, definitely we will see. no, we will not every time like copy like the long code. We whenever we have to test only this thing, why we are like writing like all this long code every time, right? So yeah, that's it, that's the end of the video. Thank you.